if I want to start, I would not like to self-appraise myself, but I think the general public can see the effect of what TTP has brought to Apapa and its environs. So we've been working with MPA now for a year, and we've seen a year of heightened sanity in the Apapa environs. Let me say the Apapa side is working, and we're still working on the Tinkan side, but the major problem we have with the Tinkan axis is the amount of road construction work going on there and touts and area boys, extortion from touts and area boys. So we're working with the Lagos State government and other authorities to try and see if we can bring sanity to that corridor as well. It was horrible, horrendous. Before, it would take me at least 1.5 hours, 2 hours to make it from Ijoro to the ports. But right now, I can do that same journey in 15 minutes, 15, 20 minutes. So it's a tag-in, tag-out system. So we have an electronic platform and we have physical infrastructure, which are the parks. So when you book to go to the access the ports or access any of our clients within Apapa, we will schedule you to go to a park. So you park in the park. Then in the park, we do what they call batching and matching. So we batch you to go to a pre-gate. When you get to the pre-gate, we'll now schedule you to go into the port, depending on the traffic situation on the road. So the first two movements are not dependent on traffic because you're moving from outside Apapa to inside Apapa. So from the park to a pre-gate, those ones are not dependent on traffic. But the last movement into the port is dependent on the traffic flow between the pre-gate and the ports. So that's how it does. So you have to book to enter a park. When you enter the park, you would be batched and matched to go to a pre-gate. When you get to a pre-gate, you'll be scheduled to go into the port. And you have to follow those movements. So you can't go from the park directly to the port. Your ticket won't work because you have to tag in and tag out of the park before it's activated for you to enter a pre-gate.
Okay.
Now you have to tag into the pre-gate and tag out of the pre-gate before that same ticket will give you access into the ports. The major challenges we've had is mainly with extortion. That's one, and secondly, the change management, the technology to human interface. Many of our users are not tech savvy, so they find it a bit difficult to use our app. But with training and more training, we have started overcoming those challenges. Like in the past, many people used to pay other people to book the tickets for them. That's why you hear things like, "Oh, it was too expensive." It was not expensive. It's a standard price, but when you pay somebody else, the person is going to charge you an extra fee to book the A2 ticket for you. Area boys, union, all these transport unions and stuff like that. Yes, that's the extortion I'm talking about. We are in discussions with Lagos State. Lagos State is changing their policy now. Unions are not supposed to be collecting monies on the road. They are going to be set a universal ticket that Lagos State will sell to driver, and that universal ticket will would contain a fee for every agency. So there will be no need for NRTW or NATO or anything to go on the road and be collecting money from people. Yes. So that's kind of extortion I'm talking about. So that's why I said I don't want to self-assess. But I'm sure if you go around and ask the people, especially the residents of Apapa, they will tell you it's a game changer. Property value in Apapa used to be almost zero. But right now, people can have value for their property in Apapa. I know families that moved out of Apapa in the past, they're now moving back into Apapa because you can drive in and drive out of Apapa. When you talk about technology, there are two forms of technology. You have the hardware and you have the software. So in all the parks, there are standard hardwares that you must have there. You must have the access control. You must have CCTV. You must have 24 hours power,
Mm.
right? And when you have all those things, it gives us the ability to be able to control the truck movement from your park to a brigade and to the ports. Then you have the software, which is the ETO itself. That's where the users come in and book, and that's the app that does the scheduling and the batching, the movement, according to the traffic in the environments. So we've brought in quite a bit of technology, yes. So what we're planning to do in the immediate future is to improve on our technology. So we're trying to see if we can go contactless, use FIRD scanners. So like what you have in the tollgate. When the tollgate started, it was only cash. Then they moved to card. Now we have moved to the strip, the magnetic strip. So you don't even need the card. So which we're evolving like that, and we're hoping that our technology this year will catch up to using those kind of strips, so you don't even have to pay cards and everything. You can just fund your wallet, you fund those, and we can program you, and the strips will allow the bars open when you are when you're supposed to have access to those points. It's just a common thing with human beings. There, as long as there's a willing giver, there'll be a willing receiver. So the truck park owners, yes, they're not supposed to release trucks at particular times, and because of the pressure coming from the transporters or money changing hands, they might release trucks and everything. But there are ways we can stop that. So in the initial, we were using the carrot and stick approach. So we'll suspend your trailer park and everything. But right now, we want to drive this process more with technology. So we're going to use technology to drive this process that it's only when we want you to have access to the roads and everything, does technology work for you. So we can use technology to stop those things. So that's part of the improvement in technology I'm saying that we're going to do this year. That's not true, and that's what I explained for you. Because of the technology to human interface that many of our users did not have the capacity to use, they will pay other people to do it for them. Now, when you pay somebody else to do it for you, it will come at a cost. So what the guy does for 10,000, he'll come and tell you that, oh, that is 25,000, I should give him 5,000 naira extra. So that's why you hear people say that they pay 35,000 for HO ticket. There is no way you can pay that. If you go on the HO platform and create your own user profile, there is no charge there that's 35,000. I challenge anybody to bring me any charge on the HO platform that's 35. There's no charge like that. All the charges are between 10 and 15,000, and some are even 5,000 for people that have for port concessionaires that have their own parks. I mean, so those are the standard charges. So if somebody goes to pay somebody else to do the ticket for him, and those ones charge him, you can't say it's into doing that. So I need everyone to really clearly understand that there is no charge higher than 15,000 on that platform. So right now, I would say we'll do maybe an average of maybe 1,700 trucks for both ports.
For both Apapa
And
and
Tican,
Tehukan.
yes. So what I'll say to that is, it is total selfishness and people just wanting to be inclusive. There's nothing it is doing wrong, and it has a triple redundancy. So if the system shuts down, it will move automatically to another server, and if that server shuts down, it will move to another server again. So there's a triple redundancy. So I just say that when a good thing comes, everybody wants to be a part of it. So oh, very much cooperation. In terms of enforcement, yes, they've helped us a lot to move the trucks off the road, especially. So, one of the major challenges we have is not even passing the trucks into the ports, but the trucks willing to enter the ports. So, there are two legs to this thing. When you go and drop in a cargo in the port, you can also pick out a cargo in the port. Now, every truck driver that wants to go and drop in a cargo wants to pick out a cargo to maximize his cost, to minimize his cost and maximize his profits. Do you understand? So You find out that many people that have gotten tickets to go into the port will go to Creek Road or somewhere near the port and park and be waiting until they get a business they will bring out of the port. So Lagos State has really helped in forcing them to go in, to go and drop and letting them leave the environment and making the environment more safe. But there's still a lot more collaboration that we plan to do and we're doing with Lagos State, yes, in terms of that. But they have been very cooperative. The Kirikiri, we have finished total installation of all the IT infrastructure we need there. But we haven't gotten full approval to kick off.
Okay.
But the total IT infrastructure we need to operate in Kirikiri is in place. We have gotten the staff that we need to put there. But we had a bit of a challenge when we initially started without the IT equipment that forced us to stop. So we are now putting all the IT infrastructure we need in place, and we're just waiting on NPA to give us the approval to start. So NPA has been fantastic as well. They have been very, very. In fact, NPA is, I would say, the single one entity that has made it to succeed. Because left to the truckers and all these many unions and everything, they would have stopped us from operating. But MP has seen the impact it has created in the Apapa environment, and it has seen the impact it has even created to airport operations, and they have said it won't fail, and we thank them very much for that. So my biggest advice would be, can people just be patient and follow the system? It will work much better. Because right now, even as it works, there are still people that are still trying to circumvent or beat the system. If everybody can just be patient and watch the system happen, even when we have bottlenecks, we will tweak and rearrange the processes to fix the problem, and everything will happen smoothly. Do you understand? So 1 year is not enough to build something great. We have done 1 year and we want to build on that to build greatness. So we're hoping that people will still be patient with us and be cooperative with us and let us get it very right and make Papa a beautiful place to